there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Word to your mother.
And here we go.
Here we go.
It's Two Cool Moms. Yeah. Oh, we're doing like a real clap thing.
Hey, you.
We were really cool moms in that moment. Did your mom give good high fives? We'll talk about it in a minute. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
I am Joe Gatto.
I'm Steve Byrne.
And welcome to another episode of Two Cool Moms. We should do a Z on the end. That'd be hip. Two Cool Moms.
It's what the kids do.
Yeah.
And we're pretty cool moms, so we want to be with the kids, so we're going to put the Z's on it.
Went through some Z's.
Exactly, yeah.
And it also, this podcast puts everyone to sleep, so to be on brand. We're here in Boston at After All. Is that the name of this place? After All Audio. Our friends up here in Boston hooked us up. We had played the Wilbur last night.
That's right.
Which was a very, very fun time. The Boston fans, we had a good time.
After All Audio, which is, I've never performed next to a Supercuts in a strip mall before in a studio, so this is very exciting.
We literally walked through a barber shop into the back room.
Yes.
And they said, come in here. And we were like, fine, everything should be fine. and then we sat down and everything was fine. This is a beautiful studio.
Well, there was a cockfight in here about 20 minutes ago. But yeah.
I know I lost $40. So did you ever, with your mom, okay, I wanted to ask you this. I thought about this the other day.
Okay.
Did you ever get lost in a store when you were younger?
Oh, of course.
No, but like your mom had to try to find you? Well,
there was there was a department store in New Jersey called Two Guys.
Okay.
I don't know if this was an East Coast thing, but it had closed down years after. But whatever, I got lost in this. It was like a department store.
Okay.
And not only did I get lost, but they had a big centerpiece glass display thing or whatever. And guess who broke it?
You broke the display.
Yeah, I must have been 3 or 4 years old.
Oh, that
I went
young.
up and not the whole thing came down, but I broke an integral part of this glass structure.
That's their fault. They shouldn't have that accessible to 3, 4-year-olds. What are you doing? That's just not good design.
But you heard clank, 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 crash, and then it's like, oh, where's my son? And then come over, and I'm in tears, and of course I broke it. So that was the one time I got lost that I remember. God. I don't remember the memory, but I remember my mom and dad telling me that you broke something at Two Guys. And, I mean, when my kids get lost, it's like your instant thing is like Amber Alert, Amber Alert. Where are they? Where are they?
Stole my children,
and they're just right around the corner. Yeah. But how about you?
I got left at a SS Kresge's department store in Staten Island in 1985.
So 2 departments, okay, yeah.
1985. Me and my sister, we always used to play hide and go seek, and there was my mom shop for discount knockoff clothing.
Sure.
And I went.
That's where I get my material.
Yeah. And I went to we used to play hide and seek, and I was hiding, and my sister was
in the department store.
In the department store, and they had those circular racks that you could go in, and I was in one of them, but the store had 40 of them.
Yeah.
It was just this massive place, and I went in one. And my mom and my sister got bored. She couldn't find me.
Right.
And I'm thinking I'm winning. And they left.
No.
And they go home.
No.
And my mom is getting out of the car with my sister. And she's like, my mom says to my sister, I feel like I forgot something. And my sister goes, Joey. And my mom gets back in the car, tears ass. I don't know any of this, by the way.
Yeah.
I think I'm crushing hide and go seek, which I was if you're on paper.
Yeah.
Right? She comes back about 15, 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
She comes in the store. She's screaming for me, Joey, Joey. And I'm like, and I come out and I come out of the thing and she's like, what are you doing? She starts beating me in the middle of Kresge like it was my fault. She's like,
yeah.
You don't do that. You scared me to death. And I'm like, I was playing hide and go seek.
This is not the way to win.
So I really wanted to know if I won. And I was in it. I got home. I didn't even know what I did wrong.
Yeah.
I was 9 years old and I thought I won. Yeah.
I'll tell you this, my Korean family, my mom had all the relatives come stay with us. We were like this anchor family. So one by one, families were staying with us. And we had 19...
Illegally or illegally?
Maybe both. Yeah. But the paperwork was situated, my father, because, with the military and all this stuff. So they're staying with us. And because there was an influx of so many people, there was 12 people, I think, at the beginning living with us.
Really?
And so when we went to Newark Airport and picked everybody up, we all got in the car and left. And then my dad's like, oh, my God. And he circled back. We left my brother Will.
No.
At the airport, my brother was crying and sitting there with security, and he
really outed your dad, though. He really bitched out. You're right. He was like, "My daddy left me," and everybody's judging your father. At least I just stood my ground.
This is before child protection services and everything. But then a week later, we all went grocery shopping. And again, like my dad's driving away and he's like, I think I'm just forgetting. And then circle back and my brother is there at the grocery store, like at the cashier crying again. And he's like, and in my head, this is what I picture. But he did say this. He's like, "Daddy, do you love me?" My dad's like, "Well, son, it's complicated."
I mean, he's trying to send a message.
Yeah, go.
You never forget Steve.
That's right. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
there you go, buddy.
But yeah, have you had a close call with losing kids?
No, my kids are pretty good. Like they're kind of attached to me. But we're like when we go to, I always feel like we go to a lot of amusement parks, and I feel like that's where it's going to happen. Because they just start
so
going.
Much stimulation.
But I just went apple picking with the kids, and it was such a shit show. So we go apple picking, and there's like a path. And it's early in the season, so there's only 2 orchards that really have fruit on them.
By the way, apple picking is only something you do with your kids.
It's the worst.
It's like,
it's
who
one of the
else?
stupidest activities. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. You
Like,
could go
if
to a
you-
grocery store, the work is done. Like, what are you doing? Why am I outsourcing this? It's outsourced.
If you called, if you're dating, right? You're like, "Hey, Jenny, I thought we could do something fun today." She's like, "Yeah, what are we going to do, baby?" He's like, "Well, I got us a reservation. We're going to go apple picking." It's like, "Well, you shut the fuck up, pussy. I got to date a man." Click. Like apple picking. That's shit you do with your kids.
You know that call's coming. You know that call's coming for pumpkin picking. You know that call's coming for apple picking. I just wait for Bessie to be like, "Hey, it's time to take the kids to do this stupid fucking activity. We're going to go buy baked goods that are completely overpriced. Jellies and jams we're never going to open. Locally sourced honey, bullshit. Like all this stuff, right? That's what's going to happen. And I'm going to be out $250. The kids are going to be sunburnt and crying, and that's your afternoon. Like, why don't you just fucking punch me in the dick
crying
and
on
I'll
a
give you
hayride.
$200 and everything's fine. But we go apple picking.
Yeah.
Ready for this shit show. I'm not even exaggerating 1 ounce of this.
Yeah.
We get there. My son Remington loves sunglasses. Always wears his sunglasses.
Yeah.
Needs his sunnies, right?
Anybody named Remington
He's Rebo's got
wears sunglasses at night.
He does. So he's got his sunglasses on. We go into the bake shop because we have to go buy our apple bag. $35 for an apple bag.
No, come on.
Yeah. For an apple bag. It was basically a grocery bag, $35.
We're not even in the apples yet. We're 35 deep.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you some scams I ran here. I'll tell you some things, okay? I'll give you a little bit of knowledge.
It's like you're running this place.
It is, right? So I go in, $35.
Yeah.
You buy me the bag. Great. So I'm paying for the bag. And then they say, they have the hand sanitizer. And they say, clean your hands before you start.
Yeah.
So Bessie goes and pushes the hand sanitizer. Remo had his sunglasses off, and it is clogged and directly shoots right into my son's eyeball. Right into his eyeball. It's like throwing a fistful of alcohol in his eye. He starts screaming.
It's his first experience with a bukkake.
Sir.
God, this is what it's like.
It was Cheryl though, so it was clean. So he's like screaming bloody murder.
Right.
I'm like, oh my god. So we finally, and Remo's like one of those kids. Like if he gets off kilter, it's done. Like the day's over. Like he's
right.
But we get him back. He did a good job. Okay, we put his sunglasses back on. We start
Did
walking.
it sting or anything? Or
It stung. It was completely like it was all red. So I'm just like throwing water in his eye to flush him.
Yeah.
So he held it together, right? So now we head to the orchards, right? There's 2 rows of trees that have some stuff on them. So we're walking, and Milana is like adventurous, right? So she starts going, and then I'm with Remo because of his eyeball, and Milana goes off path.
Right.
And then she starts screaming bloody murder. And I'm like, what the? And I run around. I'm like, what's the matter? I'm like, she got stung by a bee. She's getting eaten by wolves. I don't know what's happening. I can't find that. And those are the 2 options I thought: bees or wolves. So I run around the corner, and she is wrapped up to her upper thighs in thorns. These thorn vines. She just went off the path and got all jacked up. So now I'm like, oh shit. And if we're gonna be honest with each other, my first thought was like, oh, how do I get them off her without hurting myself?
Well, I'm not getting bricked.
I was like, I don't know, shit, I'm getting it. But then I
Because
was
if she's in there, that's like a Chinese finger trap.
that was it.
It's wrapped around. It's going to dig in.
you can't pull her up. You can't, right? So I have to get in there. So now I'm going, and she's just screaming and saying, "Daddy, help out!" So now I'm pulling. She's all scratched up, and now she's like, "Harry," and now Remo's got the eyeball. I'm there 10 minutes.
By the way, are the apple orchard people like? Just get the lawyers on the phone. The Gatto kids. Just
They're here.
We're gonna have 2 lawsuits.
10 minutes. 10 minutes we're there. Okay, so now we go downstairs. Okay, now I'm like, all right, we're trying to make it fun. We fill up the apple bag.
Yeah.
Okay, I go to the car. I empty the apple bag in the back. We go back out. I fill it again. Only paid the $35 once. That's between me and you. And I'm like, I'm getting my fucking money's worth
That's
here.
right, yeah.
Okay, so we go get some more. We go into the market. We
So
buy
for the next 2 weeks, you're like, baked pie? You want some apple strudel? You want some apple chips? We dried them out. It's like, Joe,
so
what's
many
going on
apples
with the apples?
at my house. There's so many apples at my house. It's obnoxious.
Yeah.
There's an obnoxious amount of apples at my house. No oranges.
But you gotta bang through those pretty quickly.
I do. Yeah, you know, my son loves apples too, so it's great. Every day for snack in the bag. He's like, enough with the apples. We baked a couple apple pies.
The best.
They're great, homemade apple pies. So that was my experience there when I left, and I was like, I'm never going to go apple picking again. Like.
Why would you? Why would anybody? And the worst is when you bring your kids to an event like that. It's like literally bringing. It's like flying. It's like you're dating somebody and you go to Hawaii and you've been fighting the whole time. Yeah. It's like you're fighting in paradise. It's like, why do we do this? Why we could have just fought at home.
Oh, fights on vacation are the worst. Vacation fights are the worst.
Nothing worse than
and then you try to like give each other like the silent treatment, or it's like you're not talking, but you're in the same freaking little bedroom and it's gorgeous. And it's like, You're ruining this, and it just gets you madder because it's like everything's been ruined.
Well, usually it's like us that paid for it too. It's like, I'm glad I paid for this. This is great. Awesome. I'm gonna get drunk at Chili's tonight because of you.
This fight was been sponsored by Steve Byrne. That's great. Yeah.
So what do you have on the docket for the kids? Is there truly like the destination that's foolproof for you guys that always it's just like this is our jam?
Well, we're going to Disney for the first time. I'm taking them to Disneyland in October.
Oh, it's a California one?
California one, yeah. Because
Disney World is Florida. I always mess it up.
I go to Land because I grew up going to Land. My grandparents lived there. So we used to go there. And then Bessie's from California, so she always liked that one better. And it's also smaller and easier, especially at this age.
Yeah.
So we're going for the first time, which will be fun. But definitely home run. You want to come with Daddy? Let's go do something fun? Target.
Really?
It's the kids go bonkers for that shit. They love it.
In the toy aisle?
They love not even a toy aisle. No, the clothes, the little like we buy a T-shirt. We make all the stops. I let them buy one T-shirt. We go and buy one T-shirt. Right, then we go over to produce and they get to pick their snack. They go to their snack.
You make it a thing.
I make it a thing. But we usually pop by the toy aisle, of course. But I go to the discount toy aisle sometimes. I go because they don't know the difference. I go, guys, whatever you want here, 99 cents.
In the back, right? Yeah,
that's it. I'm like, they're like, look at these. No, don't worry about end caps. We don't fall into end caps, us Gattos. I know the scam. I've been in retail a long time.
The end cap.
Yeah, and then we go get a book. Yeah, we do. Like that's why I like it.
Get a good read in.
We get a good read in. Yeah, my kids really love that, and they love the supermarket. They love the supermarket.
Really?
My kids, yeah, it's great. Well, they love food because of me, I guess.
My kids hate the supermarket.
Really?
You know what my kids hate? Pizza. I'm like, whose children
first of all,
are you?
They're not your children.
Yeah.
I want a paternity test right now. I want Jess. I want Jess to provide proof.
I want
your
Maury
kids,
Povich to show up at dinner.
I want a manila folder. I want a manila folder.
You are not the father. I love pizza, and it's probably a good thing, I guess, for me that they don't want to go all the time because I mean,
you just have so much
every day. For
I
dinner.
remember when you guys came to the house and we had you guys over. We ordered pizza, one of your favorite pizzas ever.
Oh,
right, Phil's.
What's it called?
Phil's. Right, and they have the grandma alla vaca,
Sicilian,
the drunken grandma slice, Sicilian with penne vodka sauce.
They put the
so good.
The vodka sauce on top of it.
Yeah.
On top
Instead
of the
melted cheese
and
sauce.
the burnt crisps. And
you loved it. But your kids didn't eat. We had to order something different for your kids because they weren't going to eat
butter.
pizza. Yeah, that's right. Oh, those Metagons. Oh, man. Can't believe that. Oh. You know what? Our kids can't be friends.
They're not good eaters. I'm not going to lie. They like their chicken tenders, pasta with butter.
Yeah.
And they really don't experiment with much. I will say this, they like sushi, which is crazy.
Really? Well, it's on brand. Yeah, my kids like pasta.
There we go. On brand. Yeah, there we go. All right, should we take our first?
Let's hop in. Thank you, everyone who's been submitting the 2 Cool Moms. Hey, guys, you guys have been subscribing. Thank you so much. And lots of fans coming out to the shows, seeing us on the road. It's been really nice. So thank you for the love.
Yeah, and I saw Joe's tour schedule, which... Look, even as a professional comedian, I am blown away at your tour schedule.
Yeah.
It is.
If you live in America, I'm going to come see you.
It is incredibly impressive. The fact that here's the thing that I am in awe about. Sorry to get sidetracked. I'm in awe about your bandwidth, your energy level. It's one thing to go up and do a show. Like I'll go up and headline. You do an hour show, right? And you're. That enough, I think at our age, you're kind of like, I'm a little spent. And then there's times where like, oh, I got a second show on Friday or Saturday. Like, oh, God, I wish that was it because it was so fun. You're doing not only a show, on your calendar, you're hitting city upon city upon city upon city. You're not just going into a city and just doing a weekend there, which is the normal routine for most comedians. You're going bouncing from market to market to market. The travel takes a toll on you, waking up and getting out there, the arrangements, all that stuff. And then on top of the show, you're also meeting, close to 200 people. Yeah. That's a whole nother type of performance, I think, or just bandwidth, and just to know the love and adoration people give you, you're giving it right back. But I think that you're performing almost in like two different types of performance.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it's not being genuine when you're meeting people, whatever, but
you tap into a different part of yourself, right?
I see it on the sides. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I mean, the meet and greets are longer than the shows.
Yeah.
And I think that they're
also arguably better for people.
But what I find fascinating is that the engagement you have with folks and the fact that they're willing to be so vulnerable and open up, and within meeting somebody, within seconds, they're telling you things you would never hear on a plane from somebody, like, hey, how are you? What do you do for a living?
Right.
You married? It's just like they're cutting right to the most significant emotionally aspect of their life and sharing it with you. Yeah. And almost like, I don't know, to me, I stand off to the sidelines like I'm so impressed at how you've had years of practice of this, but to carry the weight sometimes of the gravity of these situations.
Yeah, I mean, it still boggles my mind every time what you hear and stuff. It's never lost on me. Mm-hmm. And we talk about being a fan of people and being able to meet people that I was fans of.
Sure, yeah.
And just those interactions and knowing how precious those are, and just knowing these moments for them, especially when it's like younger kids too, or but even like anybody that's been through anything, because I've been through a lot, been there for people and been that way. But it's just, you can't help but be like just humbled by what you've done for people.
Right.
And everybody is just honestly just so nice about it too, and they open up about shit that I was like, oh my god, like, you know what you're saying to a stranger, because I'm a stranger, right? They see me on a TV, they don't know me, and they come in and tell me these really,
they feel so comfortable.
They feel comfortable.
Telling you.
So that means it's a little bit like I'm not going to waste this opportunity for these people to be there for them in a different way now, which is really cool. But I'm having so much fun getting back and just meeting the fans, it just.
But even last night at the Wilbur, to see you go up in front of 2,000 people again, I hearken back to the first time we did stand up together, and it was in Wisconsin, correct?
Yeah,
Appleton, Wisconsin, and you were so nervous and going over the notes and everything, and just the joy and euphoria in your face after you came off stage, like, wow, I did it, wow, and then to go from that'll always be my mile marker. The pendulum swing starts there, and then to go to Wilbur where you're in front of 2,000 people, and the first thing you said this morning was like, that might be one of my top 3, and to sit there and to just watch you kind of glide in now, and the growth from Appleton to Wilbur, it's fucking astounding. And not to swear, but to just see you hold court, I think, as Justin said, you're so comfortable up there, but you're also delivering like a top-notch headlining performance for an hour straight.
Yeah.
Because
I love how you always sound so surprised.
I just think it's such a short amount of time, though. It really is.
You're like, how are you doing that?
But think about it. You went from the club experience.
Well, Appleton picking, which is not right. I went from fucking wrapped up in the thorns and getting fucking Purell in my eye, and then here I am at the Wilbur. You know what I'm saying?
God damn, you're great. But to go from the club experience even and to a theater, that's a big transition to make in terms of performance, how you deliver that performance. You almost kind of got to slow it down a bit. And we were talking this morning, but you almost seem more comfortable in the bigger experience.
I like room. I like being able to use my body. I like being able to take steps at a small stage. I feel like a caged animal. Like I just love being able to, like I sometimes I'll just move my body funny and then people will laugh and I'll just do it again and they laugh harder and I'm like, oh, my body's fun. It's a comedic weapon. I want to have it unholstered. You know,
you've been using it all your life, but then the accentuation of everything that you're talking about. And like you said, it's posture. All these little things you do.
But it's so funny. It's so funny in the meet and greet too that people are like, "Wow, you were so funny," and I was like, and I'm always like, "Thank you," but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know what people come to expect because they don't know me as a stand-up. They don't know what my one-man show is going to be like, right? So to see people actually be impressed that it's fun and funny, and hear the crowds laugh like that, it's kind of like. It kind of feels like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't disappoint people. Like they were coming out like, oh, I guess we'll go see him. Maybe he'll yell Larry. Right. And then they leave and have like all that experience. That really feels.
But it's a better show than most stand-up comics, to be honest with you. Oh. Like to see the care you put in. You're always going over your notes. You're a total pro. You have some engagement. You talk and acknowledge the crowd, which some comics just come in A to Z. You're getting bread and butter. We're out of here. But you actually like care about the performance. I think if people knew the preparation that goes into your performance, it all pays off. But that's probably why, because they're like, oh, I was paying to see. There's sometimes people pay. I was having a conversation with somebody the other day. People pay to see, like, people. There's sometimes people pay to see a comic or celebrity they know, right? Like, they're paying to see Bert Kreischer. They're paying to see Sebastian. But people pay to hear Chappelle. People pay to hear Chris Rock, right? And so I think when people pay to see you, they're paying to see you. Joe Gatto from the Joe. Oh, we're going to go. This is going to be great, right? And they see you, and the adulation comes out the first 5 minutes, and then they're listening to you. It's like, oh, wow. Yeah, he's got something to say here. So I think that they're impressed that they pay to see you, but they're paying to hear you, I think, is what they're leaving with, going like, wow, that was really a great story. And you're hitting all the beats, and there's heart to there, and you're talking about your family. I think it's all there. Yeah. So I'm sorry we got sidetracked off that thing. But
that's fine. Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's my compliment in terms of explaining what.
And the well-crafted hour that you had just put together that I had the privilege of directing, right? Well, what I just say to you in the car yesterday, and when we were together yesterday, I was like, it was unbelievable to see. Like, it feels like nothing I've ever seen in a comedy special. I love it. From head to toe. It's going to be great. I can't wait for everybody to see it.
Thank you for being a part of it, man.
Yeah, I really made it special. You... I mean, you're welcome.
You did make it special, though.
No, I know. I mean, you're telling me. Like, I know. It would have been shit without me. So.
Well, you need somebody to helm.
Of course. And you had me, the best that there is in the business.
The confidence of you swigging. You're hydrating after your own performance.
I mean, I really tied that shit together. That could have fell apart at any moment. Thank you for showing up to my taping is really what I'm saying.
All right, here we go.
Let's get into it. These are queries from the fans that need some help. They reach out to the Two Cool Moms. Thanks for sending over your questions on Instagram at Two Cool Moms Pod.
Yeah, and by the way, thank you for the engagement after the shows of acknowledging the podcast. So thanks for everybody for listening, and we appreciate it. So here we go. This is coming to us from Cheryl. Hi, Joe and Steve. I did not have a cool mom. My mom was distant and neglectful, and this left me with great difficulty in connecting with people throughout my life. I'm 46 now. Never had children because I didn't want to repeat this pattern. I still struggle with relationships. I had friends as a kid, although I usually only had one or two at a time. I never had trouble finding men, although my relationships have all had strains due to emotional issues. Therapy hasn't helped much. Today, all of my quote-unquote friends are no closer than acquaintances. How do you guys go about connecting with people, and how do you know when you've connected? Thanks, mamas. Sure, that's a deep question.
It's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah. I mean, our ability to form relationships is definitely, we definitely repeat patterns, right? From when you're younger, how you make friends and whatnot. Sure. But the problem when you get older is that the environments in which you are supposed to make friends gets fewer and further between, right?
Right.
Schools are done, right? High school is done. College is done, right? So now you're in the real world. So what do you have? You have work friends who are just acquaintances unless you decide to make it further.
Sure.
Which is probably slim to none. You know, you get maybe one or two of those in your life.
Yeah.
And then the other way that you get it is common interest.
Right.
Right. You meet people who are fans of things or friends of things. I hear that all the time actually with me. It's like, you know, this is one of my best friends I met at one of your shows, and they're friends for years now. There's groups of people.
Yeah.
So I really think that when you get into the 40s, because I'm at the same age now and I'm still making friends to this day, but when you're in your 40s, I think it's through common interest. I think you need to explore common interests. Like, what do you like? What do you thoroughly enjoy? And use the internet, use, meetup groups, use anything at your disposal there. And I really think the main thing for me is you could turn a click, when you click with somebody, into a friendship, but it takes work. That click could just fall away. You could just be like, oh, we clicked and it was nice. And and unless you invite that person out to go see a movie or go have coffee or do something, you need to water that seed. Yeah. And I think as we get older, our enthusiasm for that part of the process dies. I feel like you need to make a conscious effort to be like, okay, because what you're doing here too is like you're in your message, Cheryl. What you're doing right here is you're giving yourself an out. You're copping out. All that happened. That was it. But you don't want it to be that way, so it doesn't have to be that way. Stop letting that be the reason why you don't have friends. Now, go forward and do something about it.
Yeah, I agree with you. If you're getting to the root of it, it's like, it's easier said than done, obviously, because you've been through therapy. But you don't want to let the relationship you had with your distant mother ruin the rest of your life.
Of course, yeah.
And you don't want it to have an impact on the relationships or distrust you have in everybody else, which is obviously what she's doing. So when you were talking about that, I that was my instinct to go to like what's a common interest, because nowadays with the internet everybody can find a group, a hub, a group chat even. And I was watching this documentary on the 501st Legion or whatever, and it's a bunch of Star Wars fans that love like cosplay. And so they teach each other how to craft and graft.
My nephew just talked to me about them, about learning, and they go to like hospitals and visit and stuff. It's like a charitable organization. They do stuff too. It's awesome.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
And then I had seen some, because I'd mentioned it. Now it's in my algorithm on Instagram, and so I follow this guy that he's in his workshop and he's like literally just molding pieces, and it's amazing work and the detail and everything. And then these guys meet up every year at Star Wars Celebration, and I was like, man, that looks so cool. And if I had the free time, I'd love to learn how to do something like that. But then the common ground they all share, and they're all going out and they're hanging out and stuff. I was like, man, that's so cool. That'd be great. And one of my best friends I got to meet, Joel Osborne, was because of our appreciation of Oasis. He was the road manager for The Amazing Jonathan and playing Oasis during the pre-show. I go, who's picking out these tunes? He's like, oh, that's me. And then we started trading bootlegs, and then a true friendship. And I talk to Joel twice a week, and he lives in Australia.
That's crazy.
And I see him once a year, and he is literally
And
one
how
of my
old
best
were you
friends.
when you started being friends with him?
I was in my 20s,
right? Late
yeah,
20s?
for sure.
Yeah.
And I had my core friends, but it's just somebody that just kept coming through, and I'm just so appreciative of Joel. And there's a handful of people over the course of my life, like I'm so glad I met, that have always been there, bedrock. Yeah. But I would find it to be just so disheartening if Cheryl didn't open herself up to finding just, at least one or two solid friends. All you need is one.
Well,
right?
yeah.
But
one of the other things,
them all to be acquaintances is heartbreaking.
That is. I mean, and Cheryl, are you the problem? Let's have a look in the mirror. Okay. Does nobody want to be friends with you because you're a capital B? I mean, work on the toot. Maybe you're unlikable. Okay, I'm not afraid to say it to you over the internet.
Cheryl, now listen to me. Bad cop, good cop. Listen, you have something to give. You're somebody special. You're here for a reason. What that reason is, I don't know. Joe thinks you could be a capital B. I think the capital B stands for beautiful. So get out there and show your real self.
If I may.
Okay? Yep, go ahead. Please, back to you.
We don't know what you have to give. Could be shit. Okay? And no one wants to be your friend because you're a horrible person. So then what? Now what, Cheryl? What are we going to do about it now? Okay? I want you to look deep in your eyes. I want you to look deep in your eyes in that mirror and just do a little bit of searching and be like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Because it's you, Cheryl. We all know it's you.
Cheryl, back to me. I disagree. I think you are a spark in somebody's life. And I'll tell you what, here's the ultimate test. Walk into a dog kennel, okay? If you walk into a dog kennel and all the dogs turn around and lay down and don't even look at you, then you're a shit person, as Joe's making you out to be. Mm-hmm. But I guarantee there's one puppy that's going to curl up on that fence and look at you, give you the eyes, and you're going to have a connection. And that connection means there's somebody out there waiting to be connected with.
If I may.
Yes?
Cheryl.
Back to you.
He called you a spark. You may be a dumpster fire. And I want to say this to you. He pulled in dogs. And that's not fair because he knows how to hit me in the heart. And I will say this. If a dog likes you, Cheryl, I stand corrected. Because they know good people. And Cheryl, I think you're one of them. And this puppy is wagging his tail at you. And I love you, Cheryl, okay? That was a little bit of reverse psychology. You're not a piece of shit like I made you out to be. You're a good person. Now get out there and make some friends.
Go get him, Cheryl.
Go get him, Cheryl.
We love you.
Woo! I will say one last thing, though,
Yes.
about this. I take all that back. You're terrible, Cheryl. No, I will say this. If the other thing people make the mistake of is you think you can go out there and meet your best friend. You're not. It's a process, right?
Yeah.
You're going to make friendships, try little things here and there. I said, so Cheryl, you need to know that friendships they run the gamut, right? You have friends that are best friends, lifelong friends, but you have friends that you talk about stranger things with, and that's really your relationship. Or somebody that you just see at a certain activity or whatnot. So those. Everyone doesn't have to be a best friend, but all friendships start with a stranger, and I think that's the biggest thing to remember.
That's right. And if they have candy,
take it.
that
Go right in that van and just become besties, because
Roll the
nothing
dice.
bad ever happened to someone who accepted candies and went to a van.
better hang out with somebody even for 10 minutes before you die than nobody at all.
Listen,
right?
rubbing a dungaree doesn't make you a bad person.
Okay. All right. Cheryl, all the best to you.
Good luck to you, love.
Yeah. All right. This is coming to us from Jillian. Okay. And it's a dude.
Okay.
Now, how many Jillians do you know that are?
Gillian.
This is with a J.
Yeah, that's how he pronounces it.
Oh, is it pronounced Gillian?
Gillian.
With a J?
Yeah, it's like from Belfast. He's right.
Really?
Yeah, it's from Scotland.
Okay. Never. Did you guys ever hear that? I never heard of that. Okay.
Yeah, it's Gillian.
Okay. I just think when I see Jillian, I think it's a
you're
girl.
mispronouncing it, and and you're
I'm a
worried about
dipshit.
gender, and you know what we're doing now. So it's Gillian.
Did you hear about my new? Did you hear about my new podcast called Two Cool Strangers? It's me and Cheryl. Anyways,
Oh, it should be Two Shit Strangers because Cheryl's on it.
checkmate.
Oh, Cheryl, you know I'm kidding.
There we go. All right.
Okay.
This is coming us from Gillian.
I
Mommies.
can't believe that you bought that. I have no idea how to pronounce it.
Oh, fuck. Are you serious?
I have no idea how to pronounce the name.
I
Jillian,
am-
you really went for
You
that
are
one.
a real piece of work,
I
Joe
dragged
Gatto.
you. I dragged
Wow,
you.
you are very convincing.
I love you, buddy.
How are you not a lawyer? In another life, you should be a lawyer.
maybe a lawyer.
You would crush it.
Thanks, pal.
Yeah. All right. Mommies, my twin sister. This is Jillian.
My twin sister.
My twin sister, who I stole her name, is going away at college, and I am not. We've been living together since we were womb mates.
Oh, I love it. Love the play on words.
Wow.
Love it. Love
Jillian,
it,
that's fucking great. Okay. Womb mates, and she's going all the way to New York City, currently living in Detroit. So this is definitely an upgrade. Although I love Detroit. Yeah. How am I supposed to not jump in front of a train? Oh, wow. I'm going to be all alone. P.S. Don't spin. Do a spin for your daughters. Best spin only. What does that mean?
I do not know, but I think that
P.S. Do a spin for your daughters.
Maybe a
best
mini
spin
stroke
only.
that just got occurred. I don't know.
Not sure what the spin means, but she left today, and I cried 3 times already. That's very sweet.
That's sweet. Well, being somebody who's away from our families a lot, I will say that FaceTime's a game changer. Like I think about like how people did it before technology caught up and helped you to connect with family. So I would say you're still able to keep in touch pretty well. I know it's a big change. It's different being together and all that, but you're really able to really connect with people and see people a lot and talk a lot.
Yeah.
You just have to make the time for it, and you guys, that's going to be the big thing, right? You're going to be on different schedules, different things. And we always talk about life, it changes, so you got to roll with it.
Does, yeah.
I mean, what's your choice here? You're not going to throw yourself in front of a train. Like you're going to go ahead and be now distant, distant Jillian and whatever. What's the other person's name? They didn't give the name?
No.
Jillian and twin. Yeah, that's got to be hard because my niece and nephew just did that. My sister, I'm an uncle to 17-year-old twins, and they just went to 2 different colleges.
Oh,
this
wow.
is the first time they're apart from each other, and they FaceTime every night and talk all the time.
That's the thing.
Brother, sister.
Everybody's got FaceTime.
Yeah.
So even like my kids, we grew up where like Dick Tracy had that wristwatch, and you think, oh my God, that is so cool. Yeah. That's real.
Yeah, for sure.
It's real, and kids grow up with it, and they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care. FaceTime is something, but I mean, you got FaceTime. You got all the means of communication to keep in touch.
You also have social media where you could see what your people are up to and feel the experiences as they feel them. When Instagram is used in a good way, meaning like when somebody's putting up their stuff or real life moments that they like, and like it's like, oh, I went to the pep rally, blah, 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 and they're putting up. You see your twin enjoying these moments, and you get like a feel for what they're going through. That is really, really awesome. Like I feel connection with some people now. Like I don't talk to the boys as much as I did because I'm not with them. I used to be with them every day, right?
Sure,
so think about that, right? So now, like, to see, like, Murr's Instagram and stuff and see what he's going, like, and then to talk to him on top of it.
Right.
Like, we don't talk all the time as we used to. We used to see each other and talk to each other every day, all of us, But to be, like, connected in that kind of way and see each other's, like, journey and stuff, like, he'll say stuff to me about, like, sorry your dog died or whatnot. Like, they know,
right,
you still keep in touch because you use it in that way. I think there's a real powerful way for social media to be used for good there. It always gets painted in the bad light, and more often than not, it's probably right. But I think a lot of it could be used for good to just really keep tabs on what your friends are doing. And
but you also have the confidence in this bedrock of a relationship.
of course,
It's like
especially with the twin here, right? Like nobody knows you like that twin.
exactly, yeah. I mean, to say womb mates and
you
like
got the
literally
womb
grow
mates.
up and share every second together. It's
I'm
like
jealous of that pun. That's a good pun.
it is a really good fun.
Womb
Yeah,
mates.
yeah.
Womb mates. Do you think you and I could pass for twins?
No,
No, but now look, remember how I made you think it was Gillian? Do you think I could go out tonight with me and you and find somebody that doesn't know us and be like we're twins and really convince them?
No.
You don't think so?
I mean,
I could say
think
our parents are Italian and Asian, right?
I'm the more Asian one.
Right.
You're the more Italian.
I'm more
yeah.
Italian one.
Yeah.
I don't know. You got a little
our
bit.
mom was really athletic, and I'm the athletic one.
Right.
And you were.
I mean,
not.
because right, like I could be that was an unnecessary dig. Right? Right? Like what? What sparked that? Are you harboring something? Do we need to talk for a second? I do not want to be your roommate. I am moving out.
I'll tell you, I've never seen anybody with better Jedi mind tricks.
Yeah.
If I put $100 down,
Yeah.
there's a 90% chance I'm losing that $100. I mean, there's a 10% chance
I think we
win.
should try that. That may be kind of fun.
I would not be surprised if you could convince. You just convinced me of the Gillian thing. Yeah. You are really good because you just don't. You don't care.
You'd have to come along for the ride, though, and you can't laugh. That's going to be the problem.
I would do it.
You keep straight face.
I keep a straight face. Yeah.
We'll try it.
Yeah.
We'll get back to everybody.
Okay.
I think we should try it.
Do you think you could do it?
I don't know. With the right person.
That's quite the challenge.
That is a tough one.
Yeah.
That is a
We
tough
both have a pretty good forehead.
I look older
we
than
have
you,
that.
though. I look older than you.
Well, I got the Asian skin.
That's so nice. See, you're already playing the game.
Yeah.
You take after mom
I
that
tell
way.
them to rub
you
the
take after
olive
mom
oil
that
on
way. I love it. Oh, this one takes after mom that way. Oh God, do you remember when we went to Niagara Falls? Oh, so great. Oh man, this guy, he got left at Kresge's.
Well, he left me on the American side. He went to the Canadian side.
Well, that's
to
where
go have
Dad wanted to
fun.
go. Dad wanted to go that side, and Mom, they were fighting that day.
us. We're doing
Vacation
it already.
fights. See, we're bringing it all in. We just use this episode.
Look at this. Do you think? Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could do that?
Seeing it. Oh, that's
Do you
tough.
think you could do that?
That's tough.
We're twins.
Also, by the way, the nose was really accentuated on me here.
Who do you think that they exaggerate? That they just like color grafted it?
What are you saying again?
I don't think that they accentuated the nose. You think they did?
No, you're right. They didn't.
You look
Maybe
great.
I want to in my mind.
Everything's symmetrical on you.
They
You
didn't
look
do
great.
something here. You're not this much.
Yeah,
They did a little.
They
of that.
pulled.
They
it.
pulled.
They
That
pulled
got
it,
pulled.
Yeah, I definitely look a lot more. I look like a Samsung CEO in that picture. Yeah.
Please welcome to the stage for his keynote speech.
Fourth quarter, we need to bump up our sales here.
We're getting beat by the iPhone again. All right, next one.
Much respect, everybody. Okay, here we go. That was so we're good on. Okay,
Yeah,
we're good on that one.
I
Okay.
thought we did good there.
Okay. Wait, is this up top or ask here is up or down?
Bottom.
Bottom. Okay. Hi, mamas, from Kelly. Oldest daughter Kelly here. This question is a bit serious, so please take the time to really dig deep. It's been bothering me for quite some time, and I really need your help to solve it. Joe, did you ever figure out the song that talks about getting an erection you spoke about on a previous episode? Thank you, love you, Kelly. I know the song.
You do.
Do you know the song?
Yeah.
By Next. Mm-hmm. Too Close? Is that what it's called?
Too close. Oh, you're dancing too close. Make it real good. And baby, make it hard for me. Yes. Yeah, that's it. Too Close by Next.
I love that
I think
song.
we remembered it as soon as we stopped hitting record, right? We remembered it. We didn't even look it up. We remembered it. Yeah. He goes, man, I'm getting so hard right now. That's how it starts. Right? Like, right? It's just a sentence. Yeah.
But we had heard this version, but I had never heard that part of the song. And it was like, wow, out of the gates.
He comes out hot. Yeah.
Just sucker punching you.
And he makes it her fault. He's like,
You're making it
You're
hard
dancing
for
too
me.
close. You're making it hard for me. He used to sing that to my sister. He used to sing that in the back seat of the Buick LeSabre. It's fucking nuts.
I love that. It's amazing the tunes we grew up with. I remember like driving to church on Sunday.
Yeah.
And you listen to Casey Kasem's Top 40.
Uh-huh.
And hearing like Poison, Do Me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like Too Close.
Yeah.
All these songs,
those great
just like,
ones.
oh my God, my
And
parents
it's so funny.
are
People are like now WAP comes out, right? From,
Yeah.
right? Nicki Minaj, is that her? Or is it, I think it's Nicki, right?
Is it Lizzo?
No, Lizzo's.
Cardi B?
Cardi B.
Cardi B?
Cardi B.
Yeah,
Cardi B.
Yeah.
So Cardi B comes out with that, and we're like, people clutching their pearls. Meanwhile, I'm telling my sister I'm hard singing to her in the backseat of the Sabre when I'm 12 years old. Like, what the fuck?
You're
like,
making it
hard for me, right? You know.
And your mom's just driving the stage back like, oh God, please.
Yeah. Doing this like a family sing along, like with a Smith Family Robinson in our van, singing "To Me, Baby." Yeah. So bad.
But even like
on our way to apple picking.
apple bottom jeans. We were driving and Watermelon Sugar High comes on, and then I'd read about what that song means. Do you know what that?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my God, my daughter's
Just
singing this,
it,
my wife's singing this, my son's singing this.
Yeah, I'll give you this. Huh? I'll give you to the window, to the wall, till the sweat drips down my balls.
Why are you like the town crier?
That's what he's doing. That's what he's saying. Oh, skeet, motherfucker, is what he's yelling into a microphone. It's a multi-million platinum award winner. The guy built his own home. He built a wing of his home because he's yelling about skeet, motherfucker. What are we going to say here? Let me think about it. I got it. Skeet, motherfucker. Oh, skeet. God damn. Like that.
That is. I remember one time I was with Roy Wood Jr. and I pressed a water fountain at the airport, and it, sometimes it comes out in a dribble, and then other times it shoots
out,
you in. This thing shot me in the face, and Roy Wood goes, skeet. I was tearing.
Love him.
Oh, God.
So good.
There's nothing better than being in a car with you knowing a song is hitting that is so close to you.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
One of my favorite things whenever we did long road trips with the boys, me and Sal, whenever the radio was on, I would always remix the words, and I'm pretty good and pretty quick on my feet to make it just like filthy or just like stupid or whatever. And I would come up with these things, and he would just be crying, laughing. And the more he laughed, he would enjoy it. He would love it so much.
Yeah.
Polar opposite Q. He hated when I did it.
No, really?
Hated. He would just be like, shut up, you're so stupid. He never took to it, but I would just go. And when Sal started, like, and Q would always sleep in the sprinters or whatever, like he would always sleep.
Yeah.
And I would just be going off, right, and doing it. And eventually, probably about 3 years in, he finally turned and started to enjoy it. But it took him like 3 years to do it. Yeah. Because I remember the first time I was singing all the little kids with their pumped up kicks gonna run. Yeah, right. So and Q is sitting in the back and he's got his hat on, whatever. And I started singing and I was like, all the little kids with their little small dicks or something like that. I was singing whatever. Yeah. And then Q was just sitting in the back and he just has the head on and he goes, gotta run. He didn't even open his eyes. And he just had his hat on. And I was like, I got him. I finally got him. He just said,
I gotcha.
It was great. Yeah. It was so funny how much he hated it, and Sal just loved it so much.
What's your go-to road trip, first tune, crank this, pulling out of the driveway?
Oh, I mean, if you want to start really strong, you go with the MMMbop, right? MMMbop is what I hit. I hit it hard coming out of the driveway, and you put every window down, sunroof's open, and I'm just bopping like a motherfucker, just getting my MMMbop on because anyone could sing it because it depends who's in the car, right? Yeah. Everybody could sing MMMbop. Yeah, and it does have a real tail to it. The words, the words have heart.
I've never listened to it that way.
If you look at the lyrics, it's going to change your mind on MMMbop.
What's the story?
It tells you about, like, not everyone's going to be in your life the whole time. Like, it's just, who's going to really care? He's like, will they still care? Is like one of the lines. Is like, don't worry about this one person. If they don't care about you, you don't know. Will they still care? And it's really deep. But then you get lost in the bop, stop, bop, doo, boo, bop. But you forget about will they care? And it's a really strong message. I suggest looking at the lyrics.
I've never took a deep dive on MMMbop. That's really what it's
about?
Most
people haven't, yeah.
It's like a c'est la vie.
Yeah. It's like all these friends in your life, struggling with pain and strife.
Right.
And then like when will they be there? Oh, will they still care? Right. And then you get lost in MMMbops. I'm telling you. The Hansen brothers were deep.
You sang it like with so much sincerity. like
will you still care?
You're walking me off the bridge.
I don't know if you'll still care.
Imagine if a girl left a guy, he's on the San Francisco Bridge, and you start reading the lyrics to MMMbop.
I'm like, life, suffering, pain, and strife. You know, this is the way of life. Who's going to be there?
You're right.
I'm like the words are great. The message is great. You just have to get through the chorus, right? Like I'm just like I can't remember the words unless I sing the whole song, right? It's like when you say the alphabet, I can't start from L. Like I don't know what's next,
Yeah.
right? I have to be like ABCD. Okay, like it's the same thing, right? Like I have to be like, oh, you know, life is tough again, pain and strife, and then you know, will they still be there? Yeah.
Let me look it up.
You have to look up the lyrics.
Okay.
It's going to really, because they were also children, and you felt like it was just like a fun bop.
Yeah, but okay.
Read the lyrics there.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah.
You can leave that part
Okay.
out.
That's how it starts. Okay, you ready? You are right.
Go ahead.
I'm reading this now. I've
Don't
heard this
read
song
it in
a
the
thousand.
and don't read it in the tunage. Read
Yeah.
it as if you're reading just an
ready?
excerpt. Yeah.
You have so many relationships in this life. Only one or two will last. You go through all the pain and strife. Then you turn your back and they're gone so fast.
Go ahead.
Okay. So hold on to the ones who really care. In the end, they'll be the ones there. And when you get old and start losing your hair, can you tell me who will still care? Can you tell me who will still care? Plant a seed, plant a flower, plant a rose. You can plant any of those. Keep planting to find out which one grows. It's a secret no one knows. It's a secret no one knows. Dude.
What'd I tell you? Right? Mind blown. And all I'm going to say is Cheryl MMMbop.
Yeah, there we go. All right, another episode.
Another episode.
Dude, cool, Mom.
Thank you so
Dude,
much,
that was
everyone. for
awesome.
listening. Yeah. See?
I learned something new.
There you go.
These two cool mommies love you, so show us some love.
Please rate us, review us, follow us on all social media, and subscribe to our YouTube.